Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I'm XYZard. Equip a flashlight in low light areas. Oh yes, game. I did forget to do that a few times. I didn't realize he followed you with his head. Mr. Dubois!
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part, what I am not, is a basic term.
There may be a way to get her speaking about herself at some later.
A bird? A Svenicid? Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible.
What's this place?
This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see.
Tenements?
And new buildings, bâtiments. After, les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate. Splat, splat.
Yep.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a...
Wonderful.
Edgy. What's that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
Yep.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Now explain to a child.
People who dye their hair funny colours and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be? I can see that,
Dark arts.
yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon, all permeating. Downright man, nothing infra about disco, baby. Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
The new?
A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-coloured everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now... Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository of Guillaume Le Million lyrics, trivia, and B-sides. But the time to explore this is when you're alone, facing a mirror perhaps. Right now, it would derail the reality lowdown. What is?
Oh, yes.
The scent, the sound, the air.
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
I like how I did not have to mulligan for that one.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
I mean, I did have highest conceptualization, very high conceptualization generally, but... I'm not sure how I succeed with... I guess if you get the highest possible one, you succeed no matter what.
Great bodies of water, forest-covered surfaces, clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
Yeah.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What was it?
Elysium. It does. There are those who would call it hell. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a picture of the world?
Mm-hmm.
There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways. That's looking less and less likely to take.
That's a ball.
You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revischolgrad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three, they're piecing together a dark grey corona. Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you.
You seem to be spooked. They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness.
That sounds
I am
awful.
sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
A fractured corona doesn't sound like it's going to bring anyone together.
You've imagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very... See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there. The lieutenant observes you both, silently.
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
The lieutenant glances at you from the corner of his eye. You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Which one's volition? Wait. Oh, yeah, one of those. Crap.
Is what you want to do. But should you?
Yes? Glad to have been of assistance.
Uh-huh. Alright, well, let's do one of those two. Down, down. Hey, you little shit.
Hello again, officers.
Can't you tell? I haven't really. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti-o? We rarely see. Yeah?
Let's be realistic.
You heard your partner, Piggy. I'm unstoppable.
Jeez, Kim. I didn't know that freaking thing was ever there. What? I thought that was a graphical bug. Because all the choppiness. Oh, god damn it. That's just happening whenever I pick up some trash. That's what that, why it's doing that. I have to say, I don't like that the sound is getting kind of choppy. Hope that doesn't keep up. Now, what's up there?
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved.
Approved.
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though...
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
The stuff I record myself. Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof. Airship rotors.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
If police work means playing tapes, sure.
Maybe later.
Yes? What about me? No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. It's like you're locked down.
Huh.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to...
Good.
Yeah, I still owe those guys.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't noticed their presence.
They ever actually finish that one out?
see a heavy... The door does not. The door does not. You see the old Kobo. It leads to a side building adjacent to this one. The
Has to be something I can do with that. This is what I studied law for? Hey! You could stop being a
I've
jerk.
got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
I guess I could talk to that one dude about her. Maybe he has something else to say.
The tear machine. Your bottles clunk into the...
40 cents. Magnesium. Go and talk to that guy again. I'll be rich. I'm the hobo cop. Yeah, that's broken. $12 bottles. That's a buck. $1.20. Anything to say, buddy boy?
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a busy man being an important police officer. Yes, I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. And Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on, but I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so...
You see disdain in the lieutenant's dark eyes when they meet you.
Oh, mister, I do a lot more than that. I really do most everything around here. Mr. Everett said many times I'm irreplaceable. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as... Yes, I'm like Mr. Actually...
Who is this?
A real... But I can't listen to the...
Yes, this place really seems to run like...
Well, sometimes I feel some of... Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Sure, mister. About...
We had nothing else to say about what's-her-face. Guess I could talk to, Everett about her, maybe?
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've...
Just in case.
Mr. Dubois, What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat guy, but I can't...
The reaction appears to be sincere, but It's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put...
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you. Oh, Liz is a bright one.
Yep.
I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them.
7.
Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
So they shot him?
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
Yep.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman. But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Hopefully.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor.
Yep.
The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
Well, they do want to work.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. Absolutely, Harry. Absolutely. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind? Great. You want to bounce something off your old friend, Mr. Clare? It's perfectly okay. Even if you've told... Absolutely.
All right. Guess I'm gonna talk to the Hardy Boys again, maybe. Or maybe Liz.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh. On. Arrête. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Uh-huh. That doesn't look stable.
And with a surprisingly, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can move in this container, of course.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action.
The crane does not return to its...
Save again.
Before you stands a cargo container.
You do? Because I don't. There are 1 million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo. We are
That's
not
not true.
here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the...
No reply. The lock produces a hollow ring of metal. You attempt to turn the handle. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
I want to actually... Can you actually convince the door to open? That sounds so stupid, but...
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because what wasn't an option? Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do...
Alright, fine. Back to the whirling. See? No. Cat does not get to go on top of the PC. There's a banned place for you, Cat. No. Of course, I can't even spray you if you're on the PC for obvious reasons. I mean, you get out. Think what you did. Naughty cat. I mean... Cats do have no respect for personal boundaries at all.
Your race descent has I am not the... You pick up on something artificial. Fine.
Interesting.
Man, I kinda can't go there. Do I have to beat the crap out of him again? I don't know if I can even try and do that.
The tear machines. Your bottles clunk.
Heyo. No.
I've got nothing to say to you. I suggest not.
Even though she has excellent control over her.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel.
Hey, Mr. Hardy.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy.
Yeah.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us? You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Again. Just get the dead guy's autograph.
Good.
Yeah, lawman. What?
It's almost an anthropological site.
Not in the arresting.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as while the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve. There's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Look, coppers. I know you think you're doing your job here, but there are 7 of us.
That's an Easter 50, a Ziemsk-made monstrosity. The last thing you hear is a little murmur. Not a blast, not an echo. No one screams. It's more dead cops.
God damn it.
From the district of Martinez, as the bodies of 2 police officers are found.
I mean, got him killed in that one.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
Let's see. The old man's...
But having Everard back you up like that did...
Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time. Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
The fuck is that supposed to be?
You're the bees, they're the hornet.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Bees.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase. So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there.
Yeah. Where are they now, huh?
These people are trained military professionals.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about... We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeeligers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. I guess we're gonna see.
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal. Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum. What do you mean, okay? No, they won't.
Yeah.
Get out.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race.
Goddamn.
Did you already try the gun thing?
The gun thing is excellent.
And you're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing. Did you already? You're probably right.
Stop shitting your pants. The law.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
For God's sake, stop shouting!
Okay.
Stop breaking things in my establishment! Stop provoking those oafs! They're not going to give you anything, can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. People are trying to eat. What is your...
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my bar. It's embarrassed.
We are deep in
First
fast territory. We need to cool off and ring.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
Can I help you? You're already set for the night. Your door. Another thing. Great. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
I guess I could ask that old lady about something, the one inside the hotel. Or tenement, whatever.
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Glad to have been of assistance. The little... I fear I've told you all I... Is there anything else?
Maybe the punk kid knows something about tattoos.
Give me a moment. Ask away, police. The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume. Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
Yeah, like a drunk detective.
People come and go. I don't...
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
The odd... She leaves an old lady to her business.
She mumbles some kind of a response.
A bullet? Much better. Money! It's a hit. I stole some alcohol. Woohoo! A penny! I shall dine like a king.
Hello again, officers.
The lieutenant is hatred, disgust, the woman on the...
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye
Ozon is an archipelago.
on a first name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up and have you got a crush on her? Aching, can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet. This place is severe. I thought I'd mix it up. Have you ever... We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union... Yeah?
Let's be realistic. What are you going to do?
Yes.
You heard your partner, Piggy.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it, a great force from the northeast, fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline.
Yes, it
fired
did.
from the water, a straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line.
Yep.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the... This is where the damage came from. From somewhere in the inlet. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't, those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well.
Wow.
Many are still there to this day. If you coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers, they will reach the city in 58 seconds.
The coalition. But that was a long time ago.
I feel like I already asked Kuno about the tattoos, or tried to, and he didn't have anything for me.
An old called East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area. Silence. No one answers your call. Nothing happens after silence. Silence. You hear static from the intercom. You can almost hear them.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off. Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
It's you. My God. I
What?
didn't think I would hear your voice.
She must be mistaking you for someone. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just please.
Huh.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone. Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static over.
It's so nice. It's so...
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. Another seagull passes by.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read, looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter.
Great.
You wait for a minute or you ring the doorbell. All you hear is static, but no one answers. You ring the... What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't both an off-key...
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this?
Pardon? This is not Kuno. Please just stop calling here.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. This button looks new.
This button looks new. I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't been connected yet.
Huh.
Is it the dice makers?
No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life.
Let's go bother Kuno first and then go back and bother Hardy Boy again.
You missed a good show before. A kid.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno! Stop choking, Kuno! The faggot has got you in a chokehold!
Kuno's not fucking choking. Like fuck you did. Kuno's gonna keep saying kipped forever now. Shit. The fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck bag down? Yes, yes. Kuno wants a normal conversation. Ask normal shit, please.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This...
Get your snout out of Kuno's ass. Kuno knows how hard Kuno pushed. You should give up, Popo.
You okay, Kuno?
That went wrong. He took it as a compliment. Then he had a procedure.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Fucking Kuno.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick, Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his head. Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 4.
Maybe.
Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 41. Small like you're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens, and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty.
Nice.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something? 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole.
7 sets of tracks, right? Yeah.
8, actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing.
Note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man?
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy boy. The one with his front teeth missing. Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat. I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not. 200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Probably yes. This would also fit with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him, because he could no longer walk.
We're liking this. The pieces fit.
Is there anything else that's noteworthy here? Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, this one's easy. Way too easy. It's a driver.
Aha!
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle.
Yep.
Which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the odd soul. Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? We should see what Titus Hardy has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So what else? A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
There we go.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appeared...
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look... By these tracks? Yes.
Kuno's fucking electricity. 21 Kuno volts.
Looks like the circus left town.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
clowns are
Titus.
still here.
Titus.
What are you talking about, madman? Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here.
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us to...
Maybe her? Liz?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, you believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
Huh? You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead,
Fucking graffiti everywhere.
You cops haven't shown...
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties. While there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up. But
you want to help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect.
Yes.
If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on you. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. A real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. Remember what you said to her? You told her you want to have...
I want to fuck with you. God damn it.
Yeah. Blonde. Tall. Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have...
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Remember what I said. The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? Again? Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her.
Was like that karaoke incident.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe?
Here you go, boss.
There you go. Yep.
I know her.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for...
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck...
You mean Revachol. Now, our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort, been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad... Shut up,
fat
Angie.
Angus.
She doesn't...
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent.
What do you think I meant? Yeah, pretty much. No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any...
He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
What do you think? Yeah, we did them. God damn it. Get it. What do you think? Yeah. God damn it. Get it over. What do you... Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And no. God damn it. You don't know her. Not the way I do. Yeah, whatever.
Probably not Liz, who's the driver, but we'll see. Oh, hello. Hey, Kim. What's up?
Officer, what was that? You looked strange when he mentioned the assault victim's name. Is there something I should know before?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday. Understood. It is. This would have been good to know before. It should have. Okay, that's manageable. We'll be alright.
Is it though?
I do want to see what happens if I say the other thing.
Yes?
No, well, never mind. I guess I can't.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired. Control.
This is the police.
Come on up. The door is open.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs.
Money. Extended stay. Oh wow, the corpse is no longer there, really.
This cabinet is full of wares. It's been used quite a lot. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Nacra. This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around. The lieutenant glances at the rows of pills.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles. Nacra.
Interesting. That's used for data.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian, or nothing of note. The further you look, the more arcane it gets.
God damn it. Oh, so that's where that is. Looks like a hedgehog. Okay.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes the lieutenant gives you a
Welcome to the roof.
Yep.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will. Oh yes, legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there. They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I believe
I'm
it.
Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the world's most lamentable cup. It's
Sorry,
okay. It's absolutely okay to be that. What is this about, officers?
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
What could she be thinking of? It's like she's disappointed this wasn't about more entertainment.
Clausier Amandu.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent.
Okay.
Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say a bad memory.
The Republic of Oranje is a democratic nation on the Muindi Isola, north of here, over the sea and across the Pale. It is one of the 6 major Occidental nations to hold stake in the continued occupation of Revachol, the coalition. People consider it a reasonable. They will make you into a fiscal colony. Divert your natural resources, hold patents and shares, but they won't threaten to wipe you out anytime, like Revachol did in its prime.
Alright, be right back-ish. Alright, we are back.
Of lilacs and lightning.
Yep.
Parks, glass, duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there. I'm 28.
I'm fairly older than that, I think.
Something stupid. Oranese lit. Oranese
Literature?
literature. It's what I studied at the university. Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
That's not true. American literature is I die for freedom. French literature is I die for love. British literature is die for honor. And Russian literature is just die.
What about Revacholian literature? People sometimes reveal things about themselves when they discuss such matters.
No. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world. That's the natural state of the Revacholian hero.
She seems quite relaxed for a victim of assault. But, of course, what seems should not be.
Nothing. I do nothing with it. Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit.
Oh.
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranese.
Of course she won a beauty pageant. She's very symmetrical.
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river. If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Claus.
She seems to be telling the truth.
Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like... I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street. And I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom.
There are plenty of other reasons for hiding your documents from the law.
It's also why I hid it.
Why else?
I'm an unpopular girl.
Mm-hmm.
There are people back the kind of hurry where you can't afford to not find your documents. But don't worry. This has nothing. I would love to change the subject. It's not important.
Didn't she say you would have to interrogate her before? And that she didn't do it?
Well. It seems I either underestimated you or overestimated your hangover, officer. If I didn't know better, I'd say you feigned that fuck having line to get me to say something stupid. Was that so?
The lieutenant gives you a
God
little
damn
look.
it.
It's good we discussed your history with her, he thinks. I can play along.
I'm flattered. You told us about the investigation Friday night, downstairs, at a table full of local kids and dock workers.
God damn it.
You told pretty much everything. Anyway, I thought it would be funny to say I didn't do it, because I knew about your investigation. Does that make me a suspect? Phew. Okie doke.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show.
The record. So official.
Nice room you got there.
It's pretty deluxe. I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
The bills downstairs concur.
Here in the Whirling, here in because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are I'm wintering.
How long?
About 4 months.
The bills...
Here in the Whirling, here in I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go. I'm really not. Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
What did you say? Oh my god. Now it's turning into narcomania. It's got to be serious if it's too...
Yep.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry. Very funky. Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall.
It's a bit early in the morning for rape, isn't it?
It's evening, miss.
Is it? It is evening. Time flies, man. Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery, pretty much.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life.
We partied. A lot of partying going on.
From Titus, about her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that. Please, you're alive in 50. I've known people who party so hard they're dead at 14.
Hey.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do... I guess you can say that, yes. A bit.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs. At the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that. Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitch.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him. I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So, she's God's mystery foam cutter.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place.
Nice.
This is satisfying. Good cat. Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the line.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too.
I know that feeling.
I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Insomnia.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
I'm sorry, but we're not quite done here yet. We have more questions, but
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not
All right.
right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing...
I know it's difficult, miss. We
Oh,
can
what?
return to it later.
Bullet? They shot him too?
Interesting.
I'm not picking up on any theatrecraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it.
This is beginning to get confusing for you.
Cowering? I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie. He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten.
And his role in this strike was...
I think he was in a security detail.
Yep.
He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. but I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
Yes.
She nods.
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for union members. They're probably over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the...
I have.
Titus.
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. I'm 89% sure. You know how it is.
Do you?
Je m'en veux. Yeah.
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here. Serious.
You hear cracking.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer.
She breathes.
Should we head back downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth. She looks at
Yeah, what about this flower?
In your chipped white polish covers the nail. It's
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style? Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
She looks back. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise.
Oof.
You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs. Just below nothing. Just time passing. Anything out of the ordinary and you would. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart.
Jeez.
She presses her elbows against her waist. And her hair brushes her shoulder. The strange moment ends.
Why not? I'll be here and...
Jamais vu. Derealization.
Now what?
Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything.
Wow. Okay, that seems pretty strong. Homosexual underground, okay.
You made the right call there. I'm talking about your zero tolerance policy toward the mania. Yes, you're pure, unravaged by narco. Of course, it's pretty obvious. Of course not. You've always been anti-narco militant material.
That's good to hear.
Good. Alright, good time to quit now. I have some time for Overwatch, I think. Alright. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Till next time, bye. I'll be back in a few.